What's going on, everyone? We got the dollar up here. Start off with the daily. Looks like we're being rejected here at the previous high break. It looks like it's going to come down on the daily, back into support, gather its legs again, and try again. We'll see if support will hold, as that looks like a pretty good rejection. But it did bounce off the 8, so looks pretty promising as it's gathering its legs to come back for another try. And it looks like it was up just tad today. But nice bounce off the 8 from the drawback on Friday. Still bearish on the weekly, as it's been rejected a couple times now. Trying to get over the double top, trying to get over previous highs, and for now it got rejected. Still on a steady slope up, but I'm contending that that's a breakdown, bearish retracement. Let's see if support holds kind of situation. But I haven't seen anything turn around, so could be wrong. Look for previous high breaks, as it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots at that line from today's high. It's got to get over previous highs. Keep this thing rolling. Nice 2-bar reversal here, but so far we got rejection on the upside. So I'm bearish, but anything could happen. Watch for previous high breaks. S&P looks like we opened very mixed. So far on day, we got a 2-bar reversal. Came down, filled the gap. So we'll see how this turns out. Does it fill the gap and continue on upward? Or does it fill the gap, lose its momentum, and fall over? See how that works out. Here's the someone requested the volatility for the S&P here. It's a daily chart. We got higher lows. We got support line. So it's above support. It's on a higher low trend line. Let's see if this 2-bar reversal can. And take a look at it very closely. It looks like a bullish harami on the close today, where today's candle is encompassed by the previous candle. So see if that turns out to be bullish or not. On the volatility index, S&P on the daily, we got a 2-bar reversal. So let's see if the volatility will pick up as it momentum drops. Dow Jones, same thing, 2-bar reversal on the daily. This one hasn't filled the gap yet, so I'll have to wait for that to happen. Closing below the 8. It looks like momentum is going to carry it to close the gap. And on a weekly, it looks like pretty mixed so far this week. NASDAQ, same thing. NASDAQ on a weekly so far is putting in a bearish harami. Daily looks like a stair step into closing that gap. So we'll see if that's enough consolidation for the NASDAQ. But so far it's holding at 13. It's closed the gap, but that looks like a stair step into support. So suspect a little churn out of this here shortly. But those steep lines on everything that we've looked at, those steep lines have less support than normal. So if it starts to slide through, suspect that maybe support lines are not that supported. and watch the boards break below it. Let's jump to the Shanghai Composite. We got a gap down and a fill in. That's a bearish retracement. Let's see if price is going to get stuck in between here, or is it going to shoot back across and continue that momentum move as it filled the gap and closed within the previous candle. Got a lot of resistance on the way up. I got a double top here where it got stopped out. It is closing on its highs. Pretty good day. Let's see. Looks like the weekly looks pretty strong coming off of this hammer, off of support. It's continued, hit a stumbling block, came back into support, now it's on its way back up. Let's see if we can get above previous highs. And I got a double top here at 32.44. See if we can get above that point, and then we can talk, as it certainly will have support and maybe a little momentum to shoot past that downward trend line resistance. Needs some work, but it's got plenty of support. 10-year, looks like the 2-bar reversal got pretty much stopped out so far on the upside move. Now we're working with a double top. I got support at 50% roll, 240. That's a descending triangle with a flat bottom. I think that's a bearish retracement back into resistance. So we'll see what happens as it goes inside the pattern, trade outside the pattern. Maybe it wants to go all the way through the pattern as 34 moves up for support. But we are below the 8 and the 13 on the weekly so far. And you can see just a little whipsaw here. So maybe it needs to come back into support, gather its legs one more time. On a daily, we're working with a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3. I think the next time would be a charm if it wants to break down one more time. It looks like it might break through. And plus, got a little whipsaw going on right now. Whipsaw double top. Let's see if it comes down into support, gather its legs and try again, or turn over. It's got support. Nikkei. Looks like it hit the top of that pattern again. This time whipsawed. This might be a throwback into support, so watch a reversal here as it came all the way back down into support and kind of got almost a good looking hammer, but not quite on the daily close. So far on the week, it's like a lot of sideways action going on. Got knocked back once. See if it gathered its legs, see if that's going to be good enough for a little flat top break there. Crude, has it done anything yet? No. Still meandering. The longer it waits, the less momentum it has. Watch the flat top break. Watch for any kind of breakdown. It's got support at the 13 and then onwards to previous highs. Into the 34 at 52. Coal. Not much of a 2-bar reversal on the weekly yet. But we got a little bounce going on the daily. We had that double bottom here that broke down, came back, got rejected, came down, Little reversal bar, 3-bar pattern working. We need to get above support into previous lows. So previous highs and previous lows, we need to get above, let's just call it 40. We got they've got the AB bottom there. A, B, and they bring the B bottom down just a little bit further, and then it snaps back. Got the AB bottom playing here. A breakdown, and then the stretch. Steel. Looks bearish. It's trying to hold on. It's got to hold that line. It's trying to hold on. The longer it waits. Looks bearish so far for the week. It's trying to find support. Nothing going on yet. It's a slow day for that one. Gold. Gold got rejected by the 34, and I had a little paper trading going. I bought on a 60-minute, I bought it back into support, and it broke down. So then it came down into an opposing point, so now we got another trend. Pattern forming. So not sure if it's over. Watch for previous low breaks. Looks pretty bearish. Looks like it might want to take another leg down. I'm just going to close this out because I failed on it. Support failed. I bought it into support. Let's see. Daily. It's at support now on the 34 daily chart. Let's see if this wants to break down. If it does, we got a measured move of 1260 to 1225. So we got another 40 bucks. Bam. Let's not break down the 34, and then we'll have a measured move down in previous. I don't think the bleeding's over yet. Let's hope it was going to be a 1-2 punch where I was going to catch support and it was going to punch it right back through. Looks like momentum's going to carry into support, which is about 1200. Let's hold 1220 from a previous pattern break. Let's hold 220. If 220 doesn't hold, it'll go down to 12. If 12 doesn't help, I got support all the way down at 1180. Which are previous lows, previous highs. Hopefully 1220 will hold. Let's make sure 1220 holds, then we can talk. But I could definitely have a 2-bar reversal off of that weekly chart. Bumped into 34 and backed off, got rejected. So it's got to gather its legs. Where its legs are going to be gathered, I don't know yet. 1220 and 12 are the 2 points so far. The bleeding is not over, it doesn't look like. Silver, same thing on my 60-minute chart last night. Paper trading. I was doing good for a while, but then it just fell apart, and I fell asleep. So yeah, it broke, and I bought back into support, is where I had it. Meandered all night and then broke down. And then once it breaks down, now you see that bearish retracement back into resistance. That got rejected. So let's hold on silver. Let's hold that line. Nothing new on the news about LBMA stepping down from the price fix. It certainly didn't help today's action, as it was down, I don't know, 20 points, I think. So on the 60-minute, it broke down, bearish retraced, and now it's coming back. Hopefully we can get an opposing point that's a higher low, and we can kind of gather our legs to get back up. Otherwise, watch for previous low breaks, as I got support back down at 1760. Could test previous lows. Maybe it wants to test previous lows, as we can have a double bottom again. But I'd rather hold here and start climbing here. As far as the daily goes, back down in support. Pretty good clean break all the way back down in the support on the daily chart. So we need to hold here. If not, we'll get that measured move right across, back down to the previous breaks. So let's not do that. Let's hold here. Let's hold above. Make sure we stay with the Momo on the way up. Got to follow that trend line all the way up. So far we came back down into support. Had a dead cat bounce. Watch for previous low breaks. See the rejection now. Over the 34, back in. I got support at 1730, that EMA 8. Hopefully EMA 8 will come across that flat line where we need to hold support. All in all, pretty healthy for silver, as it has been going up since the beginning of the year. Right? Came all the way up. Got rejected. Now we got the retracement. Let's get an opposing point. Follow that trend. And just to clarify, everyone, the monthly chart is our bullish retracement, and now maybe just a consolidation. That V bottom, maybe a consolidation, a V, some kind of opposing point to follow that trend all the way up. That can turn on a dime at any time, so be aware. Just got to take out the double top. 1850s where it smacked it. Not exactly, but pretty much. Hit resistance got rejected. And you can see that resistance on the weekly. Boom. Previous lows. Let's get above 1850 one of these days. And then we'll be off and running in a continuation from last year's momentum change. Copper, what's going on with copper? Came down to support one more time, I guess. Look for previous low breaks, as looks like the bearish retracement is in. Look at that flat bottom break. Took too long. Now it's losing momentum. Look for the flat top break, or flat bottom break. Back down into previous lows. Maybe catch a previous high on the way down. Real quick, GDX. Nothing to see here. Just a little continuation, waiting for gold and silver. The miners have retraced all the way back, so I'm looking for some kind of a trend change or momentum change before gold and silver, because it looks like the miners are leading the futures market, which is weird for me, but I guess that's how it's going to be from here. We got the left shoulder, V bottom, right shoulder. Now we got the opposing point. This is just got to turn around. Same with GDX. Same with Nugget. Okay, Nugget got dragged down a little bit further than usual, and so did JNUG. I'm definitely watching for JNUG on a bottom. Definitely watching JNUG for a bottom, because they really pulled that rubber band way back. Even today, they were stretching it really hard. Almost 20% down. Damn. once that rubber band is going to be let go, it's going to be a slingshot right over resistance lines, it seems like to me. Because they're bringing this back way hard. Just like they like to do. Cliff, I believe Cliff had a minor bounce, but definitely came back into support on a weekly. Let's see, get a churn out of this thing. We need to get it back above previous highs. Right now we're showing a double bottom. It didn't fill the gap yet though on the daily chart. So watch out for that. It's right under 10, so maybe we can get a jump on this. Use the gap as your support. Anything above 10. You got a gap here. We got a double top here. Anything above 10 on CLF. Real quick, Bitcoin. Looks like Bitcoin's getting set up again for a flat top break on the daily chart. Looks like a little rejection at previous highs. Let's get it above previous highs and watch this thing run again. This thing's a monster. So far for the week, it looks like a little hanging man action. So let's see if we can pull out of that. NAK, I was looking for an NAK for a bottom. Looks like NAK has that AB bottom in. Got the A, B, and see how the B part, it stretches it past and then slingshots back. See how that works out for us. Looking for a bottom. USLV, watching silver for this next churn. I think silver is going to be very volatile. USLV is doing the same as usual. Watching for URRE, some kind of bottom coming in here soon. Working a 2-bar pattern here, reversal. Let's see if it holds. It needs to break into previous lows. Get back above the 8, 13, and 34s. So kind of drifted off for there. Looks like just a little leg down, and that's all it needed, I think. We'll see how the next couple days work out. But as I keep saying on URRE, I really love that long-term J curve. Where it already popped, now it's coming all the way back into support, watching for a churn to jump back in. UEC, don't know if that's done with the bleeding yet. Needs to come back down in the previous highs, it looks like. It's closing on its lows today. That doesn't look good at all. Someone mentioned a couple companies, but I don't know the companies. I only know the tickers, so if you guys want to request me to look at some stuff, make sure it's miners and make sure it give me the ticker, because I can't remember what the company's names were at the top of my head. But sorry about that. Kind of do these videos on a whim, no rehearsal. But it looks like UEC is closing on its lows, so I would suspect this thing's going to come back down into its highs, previous high breaks. Let's look at AG real quick. AG, looking for silver to churn. Now, one thing, it does exist. This is a beautiful reverse head and shoulders, but if this pattern fails, watch out below, because when patterns fail, that's supposed to be a bullish pattern, and they're stretched it way back. But it's closing on previous, it's got that line, the previous lows. If it breaks that point, that means the whole thing is breaking down, and it just got 1 point to hold it up. And we really don't want to see that. They certainly brought this thing back all the way back from 11 to, let's call it 8, so $3 on the downside. Pretty drastic. So relative strength has got to be all the way oversold. I'm not checking it, but it's got to be in that situation where that rubber band is being pulled back, way back, and then once that rubber band is let go, it snaps back. So I'm waiting for that. Plus, it needs to complete that right shoulder, and that right shoulder could be just explosive over the 34 this next time around. So looking for a churn, looking for a churn. Let's see if we can find a churn. Looks like it's leveling off. Let's get it above the 8 and 13, and let's watch a pop and then a consolidate back into support. I got a little reversal bar here, so take out that reversal bar on the upside. Back above 8. Let's get back above 8, gain some support. That's all I can see from now. But they definitely brought this thing way back. Kind of like a short-term AB bottom. So let's watch that snapback. Previous lows are going to be upwards to 871. So maybe that snapback can get all the way back up there. That would be awesome. Awesome little bounce. It's certainly gearing up on the 60-minute chart. It's certainly gearing up for a bounce. I don't know. Watch for previous low breaks. Don't let that line break down, as when patterns fail, it gets really volatile and sharp declines. Well, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and comment. Looks like YouTube is in a battle between real money and fake news and fake currency. So because my channel is listed as precious metals prices, I've been dinged twice now since that fake news algorithm for Google came out. Pretty much acting like Nazis, information Nazis. So all I have is you guys. I don't think YouTube is helping out a bit, as my viewership has gone down tremendously. That means they're not helping out, putting my video out in front of anybody. So I need you guys to share, comment, and like. I appreciate you, and talk to you soon.